Welcome to this video tutorial for My Yesterday. This tutorial is going to go through the short story wizard. That's the section of the system that allows you to create a short story for your viewing or memorial. It's a 2-page fold-out with just a couple pictures and just provides biographical information about the loved one that you can hand out to attendees of the memorial service. To begin, let's log on with the account that the funeral home has provided us with. And if I've already used the site, it may have returned me to whatever section I left off with last. If that's the case, just go ahead and click the My Yesterday Builder menu link here at the top to return to the main menu. So to begin, we're going to click on the short story link. And during the process of making arrangements and coming up with the obituary, you have gone through a lot of this information with your funeral director. So a lot of this information is already going to be filled out. However, we still mark them as incomplete in this process just to give you one last chance to review the information, double check that there's no changes to be made, and just to verify that everything looks okay before we produce the short story. So here we'll check all the address information, make sure that's okay. If we don't have to make any edits, we go ahead and check here to say this step is complete and go ahead and hit next. And you can see that it marked that one as complete. We're just going to work our way down through the 9 steps. Second section is the marriage information, so we could verify all that. We could add additional marriages or make any edits that we need to make. Once we're happy with the information, once again, we're going to go ahead and mark it as complete and hit next. We repeat that process for family. So here we can see all the relatives that have been added to the system. Make any changes that need be made, add additional ones. Up here we just provide a list, just so a check for you to make sure that you've thought of and included all children, siblings, grandchildren, etc. Just a to-do list, if you will. Once we're happy with the information, mark it as complete and hit next. And now we're going through the interview process once again, just giving you an opportunity to re-answer any of the questions that went over about the personality of the honoree or his profession, etc. So we can change any answers that we would like. Go ahead and mark here that it's complete. Hit next. Oh, and I forgot to do this. So since he was employed, move on to hobbies. Step 6, personality questions. And once we're done with the wizard, if we have changed any answers to any questions, we'll get this warning. What this warning is saying is in order to incorporate the new answers to the questions, the system has to regenerate the text that it created. The only thing you have to be aware of is if you've already gone through and made any manual edits to text and you receive this pop-up, by hitting refresh text, you run the risk of having that manually edited information overwritten. So just be aware of that. If you refresh the text, double check and proofread again to make sure any changes you made were still there. So we'll go ahead and refresh the text. System generates all the information. And now this control we're familiar with throughout the site. Just to reiterate some of the features of it, we can go ahead and click on the green pencil to edit the text, just like we would in Microsoft Word. So we can make any changes we want, add additional content, or change phrases. We can move paragraphs up and down using the up and down arrows here. So if I wanted this to be the first paragraph, or if I wanted to move it back to its original position. I can delete paragraphs completely by just hitting the X. And then once we're happy with it, we can go ahead and mark this as complete. And go ahead and hit next. Next, we have to select our photos for the short story. So it's going to give us 4 picture regions by default. We can always go in and click Change Template and select a different template for any of the pages and add additional picture slots. I'm going to hit Cancel here though, and we'll just go ahead and start putting in the pictures. So let's select this picture, and we'll say that's the cover picture. And we're going to pick that picture and say that's for location 1, location 2, and location 3. Once we're happy with the pictures we've selected and the layout of the short story, we're going to go ahead and mark it as complete. We hit next. Let me go back real quick here. If you haven't done so already as far as uploading pictures to the site, please watch our video tutorial on the media library. For your convenience, we do give you a quick link to it right here, but that's the section where we would actually go and upload photos, caption them, categorize them, and just make them available for all these other sections of the system. Alright, so moving on to the last step, step 9. It's a very simple proofreading step. So we can actually click here and just view the text and get it in an easy readable format just to make sure we have no more edits to make. You can actually print from that screen as well if you're more comfortable reading on paper than you are on the screen. And we can view the short story. Remember, if your pop-up blocker is not disabled, you will have to disable it. If you need information on how to do that, there's plenty of information on the web for the various web browsers on how to turn off a pop-up blocker. And the system goes and actually generates our short story for us. It generates the pages in the book. And we can flip through it just to verify that the layout looks like we would want it. Once we're happy with that, once again, we click here to mark it as finished, and we just say finish and we're done. The short story is now available for our funeral director to print for the memorial. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please let us know. Please watch our additional videos on our YouTube channel for information on all the different areas of My Yesterday. And thank you for your time. Bye-bye.